How do you think what your family went through back then has shaped you and your practice today?
These struggles of these communities, of people who've been marginalized, they're my struggles. My history, it's been etched, it's been burned into sort of the fabric of who I am. My name is Tyrone Glover, and I'm a civil rights attorney in Denver, Colorado. My mom is from Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's a town with a lot of history and a lot of history that's been grounded in the civil rights movement. But I remember stories where she would tell me about them getting up at first light to go down to where all the shops were in their town that weren't even open, to window shop and look at all of these different amazing and beautiful dresses. Because at that time they weren't allowed to go into the shops. They weren't even really allowed to be on those streets, right? It was completely segregated. And then my grandmother, bless her heart, would try to sew and replicate all of these dresses that my mother and her three sisters didn't have access to. So my grandmother was a teacher at the local college called Friendship College. So, knowing that, my grandmother's history, and then I hear about the Friendship Nine, which were a group of Black male students who all did a sit-in at this lunch counter in one of the areas where my mother and her and other siblings couldn't go. And they were arrested, but ultimately they were able to make some progress and make some change by doing this. And there's been some reconciliation as of recent. But hearing these civil rights stories, which hit so close to home, where like my family members were just a stone's throw from some of these struggles, to me, keeps them very, very much like present in mind. Picturing my mom and my aunts as kids, not much older than mine are right now, having to endure this has really informed my outlook on the world, and it's made me want to stand, shoulder to shoulder with marginalized communities, either historically or by circumstance, to fight for them and uplift them. I feel like I'm called to break down these barriers and to fight these fights and to seek out justice, because it is, my family's legacy, and it's a burden that I'm happy to take on.